Why do we resist, or so many of us resist so many things so much when allowing actually feels good?
Yes, because we have no frame of reference in our emotional body that we will survive it. The emotional body wants things to stay just as they are. It will stay in a relationship that's terrible because it feels that you deserve to be abused, that you deserve to be insulted. It can, every time you feel angry or frightened, there is a biochemical jolt that releases chemistry into the body and into the brain that the emotional body actually feeds on. So it will resist change. Our emotional body is not our friend unless it is connecting to our spiritual energy. And so we resist because the emotional body's conclusion is, if I allow this to happen, I will die, something will change, and I won't win the argument, or I won't be safe, or I won't get to do what I want to do. And so the only thing that helps the emotional body to let go of that resistance is when it can go beyond this petty tyrant, this conversation over here, and go into a higher octave that allows it that sense of safety, that sense of knowing, that gives permission to just go on. My higher self, as you know, says, whatever you resist, that's what you get. So when we resist something, it's always going to poke at us until somehow it penetrates us and causes some kind of change. You know, again, how we resist and then suddenly there's no way to resist anymore. Circumstances push us into it anyway. And so what we want to do is to be able to listen deeply to our higher selves who will say, go in this direction or in this direction. And through that awareness, as we begin to align with that, we can let go of the resistance. So the emotional body needs to have the imprints of survival because it's caught with the primordial body in fight or flight. Who's going to win? Who's going to survive? How will I make it through this? Whereas the spiritual energy within us, the innate spiritual energy that all people have, that voice, our inner voice, the higher self will say, let it go. Something else is waiting for you. For example, in relationships, people will stay in negative relationships for many, many reasons, and they will never attract someone who could love you, who could match you, that could be perfect with you, until you actually let go of that other one. And so it's very important for us to teach ourselves to actually let go. And in fact, almost everything that we do in life, it's only when we let go of it that it comes towards us. If we feel, I have to have this job, I have to have this house, I have to have this relationship, the more we do, I have to, the less it works for us. The more that we let it go, the more we step into our center and we actually attract it to us. Those are just those laws of energy that as we learn them, we can move away from the old human pattern of struggle and move into a place where we think something and it just comes towards us. Because there's no God out there, there is no justice out there that's saying, you don't get it because you were bad. Nobody's doing that. The divine source isn't out there checking off if you've been a good girl. Neither Santa Claus nor God nor any other energies are waiting to catch you at being bad. And so it's really time in our consciousness to free ourselves from those unconscious fears. And as we do, our capacity to bring to us energetics without struggle and without resistance will be magnified. That's why we do it. Because we can't see to the other side. We can't see the potential that we have. We think we have to hold on to our money, hold on to our position, hold on to our bodies, because we really do not recognize all that awaits us. But we have to let go so that those energies can come in. It's called evolution. You know, we have to allow the future to come into the present. And it cannot do that when we're holding on to the past. Thank you. What else?
It's not really there yet. I'm trying to get it. It's about love, and it's about very often we try to get love through doing things, or we try to get people to show us their love through doing things for us. Could you talk a little bit about how we came to this concept of somebody could not love us?
Well, we have that everywhere. That's so deeply ingrained in every culture, in every religion, in every school, in every relationship, because it's called buying and selling. And I would say that it stems from the deepest concepts that say, if you don't be good, either your father or the government or God or somebody's going to get you. And as long as that is moving around in your unconscious someplace, then you will always, out of a protective, defensive mechanism, not because you really have any idea what love is, you will attach. If you do that for me, then you love me. For example, it amazes me that people think that if someone behaves in a jealous way, it means that they love them. You know? It really means the opposite. And so that's why it's so important to love the self, so that we're not buying and selling. No one's going to love you because of what you do for them. They might be grateful. They might actually dislike you for doing it for them, because you make them weak, or you make them feel that they owe something to you, or you belittle them by doing it. And so the whole concept is off. Now, of course, we're in the third dimension. So we use symbols, and we use gestures, and we use acts to represent second generation, represent some energy that's real for us. But if we could come into our center, we could allow the love. If you need love from a person, then sit in a moment, extend love to them, and then open up and feel as if they're giving love to you. And see what that feels like to you. And as you do that, that will feed you. And then you will be free of, show me that you love me. Or, if I do this, then you have to love me. Because, of course, again, that really never works. Even though we play the game, even though we say the words, even though we enter into the actions, the stuff inside isn't real. And I notice that children, for example, are absolutely superb at telling the difference. As we go along in life, we begin to attach more to those symbols, to those gestures, to those second generation expressions, and we accept those as real, and we say, this is the proof. And why is it that we need the proof? Because we do not feel that if we are unloved, we can survive. Humans are a group animal. We look out at the world and say, who loves me, who loves me, who loves me? Why? It's deeply ingrained in our psychogenetics. Imagine a small tribe. For the survival of that tribe, there were very specific role patterns. And if you did not have a partner, if you did not have a place in the tribe, you died. And our bodies still carry that primordial energy. And so we seek to please, or we seek to be more powerful than, we seek to grab whatever is there for me, but not you. In my last book, The Evolution of God, I really talked about how on a religious level, for example, for Christians, in the early Bible, it says, your God is a jealous God. You can have no God before me. Well, what's that got to do with love? You know? So those kinds of imprints do not demonstrate mastery of an energy that is innate to birth, that is innate to the third dimension.